Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says the Donbas region in the east of the country has become hell as Russian forces advance under the cover of heavy shelling. And Moscow claims it is nearing full control of Luhansk, one of the two regions making up Donbas. The invaders are focused on the town of Severodonetsk, where 12 civilians have been killed by Russian artillery. Local authorities say up to 70% of houses have been destroyed. 15,000 people who cannot flee are hiding in basements and bomb shelters. Kieran McQuillan joins us from Lviv in Ukraine. Kieran, tell us a bit more about the situation in Luhansk being described as close to hell. Are Ukrainian forces able to withstand?
Well, after a few days of effectively stasis on the battlefield, we have seen the level of intensity in Luhansk start to rise. The temperature there on the battlefield starting to rise. And the reason that could be is possibly that some of the troops from the Mariupol area are now starting to redeploy up into that area. That was one of the suggestions that came through on the UK Ministry of Defence Twitter update this morning. Now, what has been reported by the Ukrainian side overnight, as well as what you just mentioned there in your introduction about these people who are now sheltering from this very heavy shelling that's currently going on around the city of Severodonetsk. 13 people lost their lives in shelling there yesterday. And this really is now the new hotspot in the Donbas and in this ongoing campaign that's ongoing down in that area. This is being called by some military analysts the Battle of Severodonetsk. And what is happening there is that Russian troops who captured Izium in mid-April are fanning down towards Severodonetsk from the north, or pushing south. And they also, the Russians captured Popasna a few weeks ago, and they're moving their troops now from the north to the north and to the west. So they're trying to encircle Severodonetsk and to cut it off. And there are some elite Ukrainian troops currently down there. Now, some military analysts say that this has really turned into a war of artillery. Artillery is very indiscriminate outgoing, and maybe this is why we're seeing these death tolls start to rise along this new front line.
Well, let's go to Mariupol next, because reports are saying that some Ukrainian forces, well, they're still fighting on in Azovstal. Why do they continue to keep fighting, and what is the fate of those who have surrendered?
Well, we've just had some brand new information in the last hour or so. The commander of the Azov regiment, his name is Denis Prokopenko. He has just appeared on their Telegram channel in a video address. And in that, he says the top military leadership has ordered the preservation of the lives and the health of the garrison and the cessation of the city's defences. Now, this would seem to suggest that last stand, as it were, of these few hundred Azovstal fighters, those are, by the way, estimates. We don't have any independent verification of that here at the Associated Press, but it would seem from the wording of this Telegram video statement that it could be that those last fighters are about to surrender. Now, Russia says that a total of 1,730 Azovstal fighters have now surrendered and are in the Donetsk area. This is a Russian-held area of Ukraine. It was also reported yesterday that the Red Cross had started to document some of these prisoners of war under the Geneva Convention. Now, Prokopenko went on to mention hopes that eventually there will be some sort of prisoner exchange. And this is how this is being presented in the Ukrainian media. There was some surprise here on Monday night when these evacuations started. It would seem that that's the messaging from the Ukrainians.
Kieran McQuillan in Lviv, thank you for those updates coming out of Ukraine.